Hey there everyone, welcome back to GameVine and back to Cat Week. Speaking of which, what's a cat's favorite toy? That's right, it's a box. So, let's talk about the game Cat Box. Cat Box is, of course, an art made and design made by Azia Chin, I think her name is. And I can spot her art now a mile away because it's such a cute little kitty art. So if you're a cat fan and you like board games, you probably recognize this art as well. Now, this is a different type of game than Cat Tower or Kitty Paw, which is awesome, but the same cutesy art. It does have some decent components. Now this is a game where you have an identity and you're placing down cards and cats in a box to try to make sure your identity, which are on the cards that you're placing down as well, is out there the most. So without further ado, let me show you what comes in the box and then I'll show you how to play and give you my thoughts. Let's go. So here's what comes in the box of Cat Box. All pretty good quality components. The cards are square cards. They are linen finish and they're thick and bendy so they don't actually get creases in them. Now the tokens aren't too shabby. Well colored, well arted, is that a word? Well outlined basically for the art that's on it, and they're very light wood pieces, so they're pretty nice. But that's basically all you get. Now let me show you how to play. So in the initial game, you'll give everybody one of these cards with a big cat face on it. This is their role, and they are going to have to get points in regards to said role. We'll have a two-player game here. Now, it depends on how many players you have, depending on how big your hand is of cards, but in a two-player game, you have two. So, in the game, what you're trying to do is keep your role secret, and you have to play on the board cats of your color and get them to be more prominent on the board after all the cards have been drawn and played from the player's hands, which triggers the end of the game. So this guy is pink, so he has 2 points right now, and this guy is purple, which he has none. Now, the way that you can play is either one of two ways. Now, I have my hand here, and the opponent has his hand. So I can play any cards that are facing me. That's secret, so I leave these secret. Now, these have two sides. Or I can choose to play one of the cards that my opponent has from his public display, because I can see those, but I can't see the secret sides. So I can choose one of those cards to play, and I'm going to choose this blue cat here to make him think that I'm really trying to get blue. And I can play this card on top of one square on the grid here. You have to at least play one card on a square. Now if it's empty with a box like this, you can play it on two different squares like that, though in this case where it has all four cats, I can only play it like this. So I'm trying to act like I'm blue, and I did this little grouping. Now grouping is going to give you the amount of points with the cats plus the amount of the rows. So right here the blue actually has 1, 2, 3 and 3 again, so 6 points if I were the blue. And we'll continue to do that, put down cards publicly and secret sides, and just trying to get the most points at the end of the game when all the cards run out. Now there is a special variant with these little tokens that give you a little bit of a power. The yummy fish here allows you to keep a card in your hand until your turn comes. So if you really want to keep a card, you can play the yummy fish, though it only gets used once along with any of these tokens. Now any of the tokens that you keep at the end of the game do give you points, so you can kind of decide on what would be better for you. Now the toy mouse. Now the toy mouse allows you to take a uncovered box card from the play area and immediately place it to another position. So that's like a switcheroo. And this little kitty cat here is if you place that on one of the quadrants, no one can place on that card until your turn when it goes away. And you can play this little arrow token to cover up all 4 quadrants of a card, though it does have to have at least one box opening. And lastly, the paw, and you get to play 2 cards. Now that's how you play with the small variants. And again, there is some things that I didn't mention, like you'll be taking out a certain amount of cards for a certain amount of players, but essentially I told you everything. Now let's give this game a grade and tell you what I think. Let's go. So that is Catbox. Now this one gets a 67. It's a decent game, and I like it probably more than most of the other games that I played. I don't know what I gave Cat Tower, but I think I'd be more willing to play this. Now, the few things I don't like about this is its footprint. It does get really big. I wish there was like a smaller way that you can kind of condense it, because again, I like to play portable games in a smaller space, but that's a minor quibble. And of course, this is a very, very light game. Now, this deduction of rolls has been done before. There's actually a game called Color Pop that I just recently played. It has the same type of thing where you're trying to get more of your color on the board or off the board and score that way. But it's done with cute little kitty cats, so you can't lose. Now again, it's not anything that's going to blow your mind, but I think this is a great game for kids because they can really grasp the concept really easy. You just got to make sure that you tell them you can't put two cats down unless there's an empty little box, and that's really the only major rule. But the scoring might confuse them, so they would have to play once or twice. But this is a decent game for teenagers and adults too, but I don't think you're going to be playing it like a crazy amount. It's a good filler, which I think will go over well with people who like cats and who just like small card games. So that is Catbox. So yeah, I think this will go over well with many people. So thank you so much. If you want to buy this game, it's in the link down below. That helps the channel. And what helps the channel as well is a like and a subscribe. Dislike it if you don't like, and let me know if you could improve this video. What would you do so I can improve on the future? Let me know that in the comments below. But until the next time that I see you, we will be continuing Cat Week because, well, Cat Week is fantastic and we got so many board games for cats. So join us next time. Bye, everybody. Miko, it's time to go. Good girl, Miko.